Good morning, good evening, or good day, and welcome to the Z2Z Podcast, the home for Xbox achievement hunters and gamerscore junkies. I'm your host, Brandon Freeman. Thank you so much for listening. At Z2Z, we love gaming, and in particular, grabbing achievements and gaining gamerscore. We do news, reviews, and interviews. If it's about achievements, we'll unlock it. We saved this up for the holidays and the last show to be released in 2016. We air our Achievement Guru Gameshow, Episode 2 version, this podcast, after Tarragon and I discuss how we feel the first year of the Z2Z podcast has been and talk about some of the highs and lows of the community, as well as we do our own ups and downs regarding the show. Kind of a state of the podcast type show. Should be great fun. You can find show notes for this show as well as previous shows on our website, zz.com. This is episode 54. You can also contact us with questions or comments on Twitter at ZZZEDTOZED, over at our forums, forum.zz.com, or you can email us directly, contact@zz.com. Today's show is brought to you by the achievement Complete Year 1 as a Pro in the game World Championship Poker. All in. This is a shocking 2016 full retail release that doesn't have unobtainable online achievements. Probably some sort of peer-to-peer, but this particular treatment happens to be a single-player one. It is a secret achievement stating, advance from week 1 to week 52. Alas, the developer didn't consider the creativity of achievement hunting community, as this achievement can be earned without even playing any poker. Simply start a new character and skip each week in the game until the achievement pops. Go from 1 up to 52, and there you go. Feel free to delete your character and start over if you want to play for real. Special thanks to developer Point of View and publisher Crave Entertainment. And if you, our fantastic listeners, have a suggestion for an achievement sponsor, let us know. Contact us on Twitter, of course, at ZZZEDTOZED. Come chat with us over at Discord. That's discord.me/Z2Z, all one word. Or there's that email, of course, contact@ZZ.com. You know, you can even leave it in a podcast review post. So, let's get Tarragon on the phone and talk about how awesome the Z2Z community has been this last year. All right, like I said, we've got Tarragon here. How are you doing, Tarragon?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. And I want to move right into this. We got a ton to talk about. But before we do, so I was listening to the new show that just came out, and you were talking about your GTA SC team, and Randy was talking about his GTA SC team, and he made a comment, and he's like, well, we got 4, you know, me, Damien, Plant, whatever. We got 4. We'll probably try and find somebody else. I don't know. That somebody else turns out to be me. I don't know if you know that now. I am apparently I'm on a GTA SC team. I've vowed not to ever do those again. I think a year ago.
Yeah. What is up with this? I mean, people seem to do this every year. It's like,
year.
Yeah, I don't think I'll do it again. No, it's like 2 days later. Yeah, well, I got a team.
Yep. Let's see what happens, right? Oh, it'll be fun.
Yeah, it should be good. Yeah, or something. I won't try too hard.
Unbelievable.
3 weeks in, they're putting down 4,000 points every year. Anyway.
I mean, the other thing that just happened, I announced my completions competition for 2017.
Yes, you did. That looks really interesting.
Yeah, I put up the 30 categories that you need to go for, and so I made a personal list of kind of like these are my targets, and I picked like all the just easiest games I could find that would fit those targets because I've got so many from your game catalog that like collectively of the 30, like I might be on the hook for like 50 hours of gameplay over the entire year, and it's like, okay, yeah, but gosh, they're so easy. Like, I should really probably save those for GTSC. Maybe I'll start my completions challenge in June.
Yeah, I'm already getting into this mindset because I'm going through Batman again, as I think I mentioned last episode, and I'm playing it on hard because I've played the game so many times I can just go straight into the hardest mode and go right through the game. And I'm kind of getting there. I'm thinking, you know, I should just like stop playing this right at the end and just save those points for GTSC. It's like, what the hell is it doing to me already? Right. Oh God, I am preloading. Ah!
It's like Having seen an absolute clinic in preloading on both the UHH and GTASC this year, like, I cannot do anything remotely close to that. Like, I don't even know why I pretend, like, oh, yeah, I should just save that end of game achievement. Like, don't do that. That's so pointless. It's not going to do you any good.
Well, it can be nice to get you out of a crunch, but yeah, it's I guess you kind of have to really have that mindset, and I think people like Matthias Anderson and RedemptionDenied and Nutty Ray have got that down to a science, really, as well as the entire Gankers team, of course, and many other teams in GTASC.
Absolutely,
but certainly not to a level that I'll ever aspire to. But I'm certainly thinking about some of the games that I know I'll be playing and just going, well, I've gotten 80% of all of the collectibles in Assassin's Creed Unity now, and I could just, like, leave the last one.
Hang on to them.
So, yeah.
For sure. Well,
it begins.
Yeah, it does begin. That leads kind of into what I want to talk about. We'll start things off, and I want to reach out to the show, really. This episode, of course, is an off episode. We're not going to follow the traditional structure that we normally do because it's Christmas, right? We're going to take some time off, be with our family, be with our friends, get some gaming in. I mean, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Of course, I'll be out of town for a little bit, but I might actually get to play some Xbox. This is going to be fantastic. But we did want to take this opportunity to, and we did a little bit in the previous show, kind of recap the year that was, and specifically, Tarragon and I want to address all the awesome things that happened in specifically our community, the Z to Z community, as well as things around gaming and things that really impacted us as a group, as a community over this past year. And so I wanted to start with the community itself and hear from the community. I alluded to it in episode 53, and now we've given this forum thread some time to grow, and so let's lead into that. And so Tarragon, you kind of started it off by just throwing that out there of, hey, we're going to do this type of show. What is, your highs and lows for the community? MightyMango starts off and he says one of the biggest lowlights for him was the UHH2 and all its drama. And we mentioned this on the last show. But he turns around and says his highlight was finding good friends in the Z to Z community. He said, yeah, it's cheesy, but it's true.
Well, yeah, I have to echo that. The Z to Z community has practically, I guess, grown from the embers of the Achievement Hounds community, and grown from there. And it's quite amazing. I think the camaraderie, the group of people that we have is really good, and we all get along really well, and we're all sort of funny, and we just joke around, and it's just a really nice place to be, I think. And I think the same could be said of the XoneBros community. They're just a really nice, positive group of people. They're not argumentative. They don't try and fight each other on things, and it's a really good good vibe, I guess.
Agreed, and I totally agree. And I like the fact, I mean, to be honest, I always, even when I was in the Achievement Hounds, it's like I loved hunting achievements, I loved gaming and stuff, and I would spend times on the forums, but I never really felt ingratiated, and I came to the party late. The chat was pretty much dead at that point. And now I come to Discord, and it is just a mile a minute with all the conversations that are going on, people having fun. We move from serious conversations to goofy conversations to pictures of pugs to, just it's all over the place, and we're all having fun. And then all of a sudden it's, oh, hey, gosh, what are you doing right now? Let's get some gaming in. Let's hook up and run through Gears on co-op, or hey, how about we play some Titanfall? You guys interested? Oh, that sounds awesome. I had always been very single player focused because of the time of day that I play games, the brief window in which I get to do gaming and stuff. And now I'm looking to my calendar for 2017 and I'm thinking, all right, well, so I got a session on Monday nights. I'm going to try and do Tuesday, but boy, is it going to be Destiny, Battleborn, or The Division? I kind of want to do all of them. Maybe I should do one on Tuesday, one on Wednesday, Titanfall on Thursday, just so I can get to play with all my friends. And it's that type of, I'm excited to game with the community. I'm excited to get in groups and, shoot the breeze with Big L or M or Prue or Saucy, Koosh, everybody who takes part in these. And we're constantly getting new people. And so, there's great new conversation. Doc Joe just joined our Gears 3 sessions. yeah, it's so much fun, new perspective, different voice, and it's been great. And so I really love that part of the community as well. It's got me back into, community play dates, or cooperative gaming,
Yeah, and even from my perspective, I guess being one of the few Australians in this community, and just because of the time zones, it's always been a little difficult for me to do a lot of gaming, particularly with a lot of my US friends. And but recently there's been that Titanfall session on a Sunday evening for me, and that's been good. It's been really fun just to meet a few of the people and hang out and actually get to spend time with people in a group. So if I could have more of that would be great. But time zones are always my problem. So
just grow the podcast out in Australia will be set.
Yep. Yeah. So we've certainly got a few now. I think all of my entire GTASC team is actually all listeners of the show and all in Australia. So it's certainly out there for sure.
There you go.
I think and even from my previous GTASC team, one of my previous teammates is now a listener. So
welcome aboard.
Which I mentioned last week.
Actually,
yeah, exactly.
I had a buddy who. So he's a high school friend of mine, and he posted on Facebook just recently, and he said, "Hey, whoever didn't defriend me after my, complaining fest after the election, and are actually reading this, I'm looking for new podcasts to listen to." And he's like, and so he's a PlayStation guy, and he's a lawyer, doesn't really have much time for games or whatever, but he's like, I listen to, a few things on NPR, I listen to Brandon's podcast, and I listen to whatever, and he tagged me in it, and I'm like, what the?
Oh.
Like, that's so awesome. So, Moundy, thank you for listening. I really appreciate that. But
that's great. But why? What?
Well, it got me to thinking too. Like, how Maka, he'll do PlayStation trophy guides, and it's like essentially the same thing as achievement guides. But ultimately, I'm hoping I'm just presenting content that's entertaining to listen to. Not that it has to be informative, right? He's not an achievement guy, but
and I think with our podcast as well, it's become a lot less formal and a bit more freeform with the topics we go into. So often it's we deviate from achievements quite a lot these days.
Yeah,
it makes it more entertaining, I think, for many.
Tropan, he likes his achievements. He indeed.
Is that Trupan?
Tropan.
I don't know. I don't know how you say that.
Japan, but from Troja.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Troja? Yeah. I think it's Troja. His highlights, he actually nailed these in December, so kind of a culmination of a year. He had 100 completed games.
That's nice.
I think it's like cumulative, right? It's not he didn't do 100 in 2016.
He's not quite Smirnov. Okay.
But yeah, Halo Wars, is probably his favorite. And
that one's a hard completion too.
It said his time on that one since starting was essentially 2,700 days.
That's okay. Yeah.
Just a little bit.
It's not quite as long as my completion for Hexic, but yeah.
Yeah, just about. And he hit 200,000 gamer score this year, so a nice one.
Nice one.
Going for 250 next year. So
go for the 300. Go on.
Just go nuts. A couple lowlights for him. Playing Overlord Fellowship of Evil. He says it's such a different game than previous titles, and it's impossible to complete. Blah. And that drives me nuts. I hate things that are impossible to. And I don't know if it's I'm not terribly familiar with the game. If it's impossible to complete, that's what I'm thinking, that it's got discontinued stuff. I see the apples to apples on my game collection all the time, and I'm like, oh, curse you.
Actually, I've still got to get into a group and get the last. It's like you got to play like 500 online games or something silly. And,
I need 139 of them, and I remember distinctly because I fell asleep in one of those sessions. I think it was Facial Matism, and I think it was just the two of us and me, and I fell asleep, and they got mad. So never went back and did that one, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, we should probably look that up. You need at least 3 people, I think, for that one.
Yes, you need 3. And then his 360 won't connect to Wi-Fi anymore. Constantly freezes, and the realization that it's about to be the last 360 he owns is, and I'm kind of feeling that way too. Like I did the Gears of War 2, 1999. achievement where you idle boost the multiplayer matches to get almost essentially 2,000 rounds. And so I was leaving that thing overnight and letting it go and whatnot, and like it's chugging like a train. I mean, it's like I'm just it's not, I'm not really doing anything, but boy, I'm nervous running at it for that many hours now. This is my last 360. So
yeah, is it a black one or is it the old school one?
No, it's black. My old school one is dead.
Okay.
It's down here in the basement, and it's kaputskis. Yeah,
I kind of worry a little bit about my Japanese console, actually, because I've got my PAL console's relatively new. It's the sort of Xbox 360e or something. So it's basically the latest model of that, besides the Slim. And but my other two, the NTSC and the J console, are both they're kind of the newer form of the original fat console, but yeah, they both kind of complain a bit, so I'm a little nervous about turning those on. So yeah, but they're holding strong.
Let's so Mitreal B, Tim Blair. Let's start with his lowlight. And this actually sounds like a highlight. He said completing Need for Speed Rivals on the EA Access trial week. It's like, oh, that sounds like a positive, right? He said, well, trying to get it done in that little time was too much. That was a terrible idea. He pretty much forced him spending 1 week on one game, and that was pure torture.
I know exactly how he feels. I used to have a game rental thing going on, and they basically send me like just one game at a time. So in order to get the most out of that particular service and make it worthwhile, right, I had to essentially get the game, complete it within about 3 or 4 days and send it back again and try and cycle it so I get a game a week.
Yep.
And it just really it meant that was all I could do. That was all I could focus on, was the games that I was getting from rentals, and they were often, crappy games that I wouldn't have bought otherwise, or just kiddie games or things like that. And it's just like, I don't want to play like this.
Yeah,
I can certainly relate to it. Totally. And I mean, it's like me and like a buffet. Like, it's let's go to the buffet. You can get whatever you want. And it's like, okay, yeah, but they're going to charge you a ton of money. And I'm not that big of a guy. Like, I'm not able to eat that much. And now I feel like I'm just giving money away. So I get it. You want to make the best of your opportunity, but you're just going to get sick doing it. Some of his highlights, though, he said diving headfirst into the world of Gamerscore. He hit 100K after being only at 45K last year. That's the beginning of the year. That's
55.
Yeah, I think I only got about 60 or something this year, so that's a pretty good run.
I only got like 30. I had a pretty. I mean, it's an up year from my average, but it was down from my banner year. Guess what?
Which was the GTA
SC year.
Yeah, you might have another big year this year.
Yeah, that's the goal, right? That's the plan. He also mentioned his Project Spark completion. It's not the hardest one, but man, scrambling at the end there to get everything done, especially those Rising Star sessions that were, those were heated. And, thanks to everyone in the community that chipped in and jumped onto those. That was a lot of fun. It's unfortunate when things don't, games can't stay open, servers got to close, but that was quite the event. And the community rallying together on those was wonderful.
Yeah, we'll get into that a bit later as well when we talk about Spark Thomas. But that was quite a rally at the end there, particularly for Spark Thomas too. Just to get him the completion just before the servers shut down on the last day.
And then Boom Boom Rocket completion. He said he played the demo a bunch when that thing came out back in the day, and so then getting the full game and being able to complete it when he has so few of them done in the past 10 years was a highlight. And that's a
Boom Boom Rocket,
right?
Not easy. Yeah, not easy at all. It's a good completion. Well done.
And the other one was Bsmittel, which we talked about on the regular show already. So we will.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
We won't go back into that, but as far as the rest of the community, I know there's plenty of voices out there, and I hear them all the time when we get into chat. We see them in Discord and stuff. So, thank you for everything that you guys have done to, further the community, further the discussion, just instill a little bit of happiness into everybody's life, even though it may be caked in sarcasm and dripping with barbs. That's the internet for you, right?
Yep.
let's talk about games of this last year. Things that kind of jumped out, and we had internally on TA the staff TA voting list, and I'm wondering if any of my quotes are going to get pulled for the article that they're eventually going to do when they run the actual voting, the site voting. But I got three. We don't. And we kind of talked about this before the show. We're in a little different position because we don't actually play new games, really. And we mentioned that before, but there's not a lot that we really put in when it comes to games of 2016 because we're dusting off the 360 trying to get those last vestiges of gamer score that we might have left behind. That being said, having a review segment kind of forces you to play some of the newer things, which I do enjoy. So, I picked out 3 games that absolutely were just gems for me, and I will start in third. I'll work my way to first. I think as you go listen to my list, you kind of have an idea of what number 1 is going to be, but if not, let's start with 3. Quantum Break. This game is probably a victim of the hype train derailment more than anything, and the expectations for this new IP were so grand that it really stood very little chance of achieving even those lofty heights, and I can't really fault Remedy for it. I mean, the game did have its stumbles, right? A troubled development, kind of an extended period of issues that it had to do. But I do have to give Remedy credit for trying some new things, pushing the medium forward. I mean, they introduced those, strange TV shows as part. I mean, it was a unique step forward. Did it work? I don't know, maybe not. But the game in and of itself was a lot of fun. And there's a discussion there as to whether or not you actually enjoy those and felt that there were successes. But as a standalone title, I liked it. I liked the game. I enjoyed what I played of it. It had cool set pieces. The visuals were neat. The mechanics were cool. And overall, it was a really fun experience for me. So,
Quantum Break is one of my GTA SC regrets of 2016. It's one of those games that I basically skipped because I was too busy putting on points for GTA SC, so and haven't quite got back to it. It's definitely on my list as something that I do want to play though.
And I need to finish it. And unfortunately, I'm on hard, and I'm like 60% through the game, and it's like, oh boy, that's going to be hard to get back into. I think that's why I'm dreading it, is because it's knowing that I don't remember where I left off. Second on the list, Oceanhorn. It finds a home here because it hits that nostalgia sweet spot for me. It harkens back to the classic Zelda, Link to the Past, Wind Waker, even though I don't like Wind Waker, other classic adventure games. And Oceanhorn pulls me into that colorful world. It's full of dungeon exploration, and there's fetch quests and stuff back when fetch quests were all the rage. But the game, it suffers a little bit from some slow development. Story maybe lacks a little bit of depth. Overall challenge might not be there. Certainly for a veteran gamer, right? As a person new to gaming or new to this, the kind of the RPG genre, this would be really great. But when my kids came home and they watched me play, and I got to experience that with my kids and kind of reliving those days when, you come home from school and you can fire up the old, at the time, NES, and just that really put a smile on my face. And the game presents all of that in this just wonderful foundation to a really cool world and a great idea that I think would benefit so greatly from a sequel. You build on the pieces that you have and expand on this seed into a really great franchise. And so hits more of those heartstrings than maybe just being an awesome game. But to me, that's an experience that I'm glad I had and I got to share. And that's kind of what, for me, gaming's about is shared experiences and how a game moves me and my emotional state versus. I mean, I could throw Destiny on this list because the gameplay is just so awesome and I put so much time into it, but it doesn't change me fundamentally as a person. So, Oceanhorn.
I was wondering if you're a bit surprised you don't have In Between on this list for that sort of reason. You were gushing about it when it came out, and you did the review.
It was in my final 5,
right?
And as I pared down, but I think these games that I'm mentioning here did more for me than that one did, although I really liked that game a lot. So that's, number 4 or 5 on my list. And I think I played 22 games, 2016 release games. But it should come as no surprise. Number 1, with a bullet, Inside. The brilliant follow-up to Limbo, Play Dead creates a fascinating and immense world, or immerse world without a single piece of dialogue. Oh man, that is just so critical. The emergence story takes you on a roller coaster of enjoyment in confusion. As the very nature of the game, it changes every 15 minutes, causing you to question, what the hell's going on here? And while the game is brief, the exquisite animations and the beautiful atmosphere create this immersive world, and that is both puzzling as it is breathtaking. And it all culminates into one of the most memorable WTF moments. This game literally drove me to the internet forums and to join this immense discussion on what the heck is Playdead trying to say here, and the fact that it moved me, the fact that I recorded a spoiler cast for it. I mean, I dove into this thing like you wouldn't believe, and I still so thoroughly enjoyed it and everything that spawned from it. So that is my number 1 game with a bullet. Tarragon, what about you?
Well, again, as I tend to either dive a lot of games or I don't play a lot of current games. So I didn't actually put up my list for the staff one. I don't tend to do it each year just because I don't feel I'm qualified to sort of give that kind of review. But I think if there's one game that I'm keeping on going back to is something that really stood out to me and really affected me emotionally, and I really got drawn into. And it sort of makes you feel like there's actually a particular point in this game. Actually, I'll tell you what the game is first. That probably helps. It's Firewatch.
Oh, yep.
And there's a particular point in that game where you're interacting with this other character in the game or through the game, and you're kind of getting into that, well, you sort of obviously are having feelings for this other person in this game, except that you're married, and you've kind of got this conflicting kind of thing going on where it's like, well, this is how sort of cheating happenings, or is it even cheating? Is this kind of flirting thing going on? It's a really interesting kind of thing that it makes you feel in the moment with that game.
Sure.
And there's a lot of other pivotal things that happen in that particular story that I won't go into. And it also even plays with a few of the sort of horror tropes a little bit, just to kind of put you on edge and until you sort of like you don't know what's going on, why these things are happening. It's quite an amazing experience, and I highly recommend it if you enjoy that kind of narrative and you enjoy being drawn into and feeling what the characters are feeling. It's a very good story, and and as far as achievements go, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, right.
But the game itself it was really enjoyable, and I got very drawn into it. So yeah, that would be my standout for the year, I think.
Sure. I know it's probably because it didn't release this year, but how does Elite Dangerous fit into? Because it had some pieces that released this year.
Yeah, so Horizons came out this year, which is kind of the planetary landings and all of the sort of the new stuff that they're adding to the game. It's kind of like Horizons would be sort of like what all of the expansions for Destiny are like, right. I guess.
Yep.
So it's added whole new methods of gameplay to it. I have to really give a shout out to Planning 42. I think I did this last episode basically as thanks for getting me into that with his achievement sponsor for I forget the name
Sagittarius
of the
A.
The Sagittarius A one, which I'm probably about 4,500 light years away from now, and I should actually get that before the end of the year. So it's been a very long journey, but I'll finally get that achievement. But it really sort of touched on the things that I like about space as a sort of genre, as it's just so vast. There's the ability to explore, to basically vanish into the black and not be seen for months.
Yeah.
And be away from colonized space. to see things that people have never seen before and discover, amazing sights and to go places that are amazing to be. It just really kind of captures that feeling. And I guess that's what drew me to it in the first place. The Sagittarius A achievement, of course, being, go to the middle of the galaxy and view something that, nobody on Earth has ever actually seen. It's not even been actually directly viewed by anyone on Earth. So it really sort of touches on a lot of my joy of that kind of sci-fi, I guess, and realistic space sort of sci-fi. Like, and it's not a super realistic game. I mean, they do have some conceits to gameplay to make it more fun as a game, because a real space sim would be actually quite dull, I think. But it's got enough of the realistic stuff in there to make it really awe-inspiring, I guess. And I absolutely love the game, and the vastness of it. It's quite amazing. And what Frontier have done with that game is quite astounding, I think.
Yeah, I could see that kind of being on your highlight list. Even though it didn't come out, just that was a gaming experience that, I mean, even just looking at following your blog and seeing all the pictures and stuff, it's just fascinating. I mean, there's really cool.
Yeah.
I'd have to put Destiny on this list too. I mean, the amount of hours I put into that game this year is just obscene, and I took some time off, but man, that game it can really keep me going. And now I'm infecting the rest of the community by getting them to buy it. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Yeah. 2017, another year of Destiny.
I'm kind of tempted to go back and try and get the completion, because I think the Rise of Iron's probably the last DLC, isn't it, for for Destiny 1, so to speak.
Yep.
But I'm kind of thinking I should probably pick up the
complete
DLC. I should probably pick up the DLC on the 360, get that completed, import it over to the one, have that unlock, hopefully, and then get the Rise of Iron stuff done. But and then just have it done, and I can wipe my hands of it and tell Bungie to go screw themselves. I mean, I'm sorry.
Well, let's talk about some of the events of 2016 in regards to games and phenomenon. We mentioned a few of these, but I just wanted to kind of touch on a couple of cool things that happened that I don't think we touched on last show. And specifically, I don't think we gave a shout out to Microsoft for the launch of the 1S and the Scorpio announcement as major events that happened in 2016.
Yeah, I think we briefly touched on it. I certainly had it on my highlights that like Microsoft and Xbox have really had a good year, and certainly the 1S, and it's they're just really doing much better this year than I think they have done for the entire lifespan of the one, and they're really making steps. And I think PlayStation as well have kind of faltered a bit in that sense. So the 1S in particular seems to be hit exactly the right point in that it's the right cost, plus it's got the 4K Blu-ray, and it's just right in that sweet spot. And it's gonna, I think, outsell, if it has already, I think it's going to continue to outsell the Pro, and Scorpio is going to blow the Pro away, and I don't see that Sony are really going to have an answer for that. So it's going to be an interesting year going ahead, but certainly, I agree. The events and the announcements from Xbox and Microsoft this year have been quite impressive, and have had a really good year.
It's fun to see, kind of, this is what Phil Spencer, this is what his Xbox looks like. He's really now in full control of the reins, making the decisions to drive this product forward, and I love the direction he's taken it. I think he's hitting on so many of the right notes, and I love the fact that he is himself such a gamer that it's like, hey, what do I want to play? I want to play some really awesome content. I don't need peripherals. I don't need whatever. This is what I want. I want a powerful machine. I want my graphics to look awesome. I want it to run like purr like a kitten. I'm super happy with that.
I think about Phil as well is that he's not nasty. He's not nasty to the competition. Like he loves gaming overall. Yeah. Like he's had really good things to say about Nintendo. He's had really good things to even say about Sony. It's just he loves gaming as the hobby, as the pastime, and that really shows in everything he does and the way he interacts with everyone. That it's quite amazing. So. he's a really good force for Xbox, I think.
Agreed. And another one of the initiatives from him that has just really hit home this year was backwards compatibility. We're up to over 300 games on backwards compatible, and that is just awesome. And I love the fact that I am getting to pull, especially since my 360s, might be dead here in the near future. I get to pull all these games up with me, and I don't feel the pressure of like, oh my God, I get all these things done, because I can still play them on my current system, and I won't feel like I'm missing. I mean, there's some of those old games that are just dreadful, and they're going to fall apart.
Yeah. So another thing is, it's the backwards compatibility thing. I don't know if you ever got around to listening to that Major Nelson episode with the guy the engineer from the backwards compatibility team. A lot of the problems, a lot of the reasons that the games haven't actually come to backwards compatibility yet are not because they technically can't do it, but just because they have to chase a lot of licenses and jump through a lot of hoops. And so there's a number of games that, they're just too hard to find people who will release it and say, yes, it's okay to put on backwards compatibility, even if it's just a press of a button for Microsoft. It's, there's some interesting hurdles there. I mean, we will never get all games, I think, just simply because some licenses are mired in legal hell. But yeah, it's the more we get there, the better, obviously. So
agreed. And so with that, let's focus on some achievements things here. As far as the achievement community goes, some of the really cool things, specifically on TA, have been GTAC this last year was just great. And the UHH was both, people say one of the highlights and one of the lowlights. And, both iterations, 1 and 2, it really, I've never seen the community as energized as they were when those were announced. And then, of course, on the flip side, as polarized as they were toward the end of the second one. But certainly a great experience, and it was fun. Hopefully that we can find some sort of way to continue that without all the vitriol that followed. But what that did lead into was our random to-do list. That thing, really helped pave the way for our own contest, which I just love.
Yeah, I had a conversation with somebody in Discord about this just yesterday, and it was Tony Coconuts.
Yep.
And he basically said that he really enjoys it just because it's basically getting him to go back into his backlog. He doesn't feel a lot of pressure because it's not like there's a leaderboard, you could move up it, but you don't have to. It's just an ongoing monthly thing. You're not under a lot of time pressure. And that was exactly the kind of things that we were aiming for when we built that contest. Right. We wanted something that was something that wasn't going to be forgotten about, which was the problem with the original random to-do list, so the yearly kind of event. And we wanted something that wasn't going to cause a lot of pressure, but would refresh, and there would be a bit of a leaderboard going on. And so it's kind of just a little bit of ongoing competition, but not too much. A little bit of revitalization, but not too much. And I think we've just hit that sweet spot. So. And I was really pleased with Tony's comments about that, because it seems like we've kind of nailed it. We've got the exact kind of mix down.
Yeah, and it was the first try. I mean, we had to be behind the scenes talk, but.
Yeah, but to be fair, it is the fourth iteration, so I guess we've learned from the previous iterations that facial LaFleur ran. And combined with some of the lessons from UHH as well. So it's all built upon the past. And, of course, thanks Facial and TrueAchievements, and, of course, yourself for designing the original concept of the UHH, which all fed into all of that. So, and I think we've really got something that worked well.
Absolutely. And with that, I mean, that also gave me the opportunity to do other contests and pull those things over. And so we've got a huge rotation of contests. And, we dabbled a little bit this year, and I am really excited for what 2017 has to offer, because these community challenges that we've been doing. Yeah, so even if you just get a single entry into the competition, you still have a chance to win. And so anyway, those are all things coming up in 2017. That's not the point of the show, but I just want to let everyone know we've got some really cool things planned. And leads into what I want to say next is where you can find those. the birth of the forums happened in 2016 and gives us a landing page for having all of these, these contests, a place to, post, meetups, all sorts of different things. And with that, then led us to Discord, which, as the sister site for us and chat window, has been awesome. I'm shocked with how many people are over there.
In fact, our forums kind of became a bit of a tumbleweed after Discord was launched, which is, that's not a bad thing. It's just we all kind of gravitate to there now for the real time kind of chat with the community, and it's really good. And I think the fact that it's essentially native for most phones and other devices, your web browser, you can pretty much get access to it anywhere, and it will be persistent. It's really good. It's much better than a lot of other sort of forum chat things that I've seen.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
and the mobile integration is actually really good. Like, you lose some of the bells and whistles that you can do with keyboard and mouse, but as far as throwing up a sentence in there, I mean, I think the biggest downfall with using your mobile is when you have autocorrect and stuff and you can't edit, and then Big L jumps down your throat for using bad grammar or misspelling. That's about it.
Typing on an iPad, sorry, just completely off topic, but typing on an iPad, the spell checker and those things just drives me insane.
Oh, I hate iPhone. I hate all Apple products. I use the little swipe, I think it's called swipe, where you have the keyboard and you can like put your finger on it and then just move your finger without lifting it just to each letter and kind of tap, and then if you got to do a double, you kind of squiggle line it and whatnot. And that's great because I'm a good speller. But when I don't know how to spell a word, it's really challenging. Cause
I think what really frustrates me is when you type in something that is like an acronym or it's a word that's sort of a jargon from our group, and it's spelt correctly for the jargon, but it goes and corrects it to something else. And then it's like, ugh. Back. Retype the same thing again.
Yep. Press
enter. It corrects it to something different again. You're going, God, just leave it alone.
And I'm trying to think why this happens, but the biggest offender to me is when I type the word or, and I just do OR, and it automatically thinks I want hour. OUR.
What?
And I'm like, that is such a less common word. Like, why are you picking that one?
That makes no sense.
Anyway, that is a complete digression. So aside from
spell checkers, the worst.
Aside from those two things,
literally Hitler.
The other thing we wanted to mention was we had babies that showed up during this year. Damien, the Nighty, both of our community, and David of the XoneBros had babies this year.
Yeah, congratulations.
That is awesome. You've got new gamers to deal with. You've got new headaches to pull you away from gaming. Whatever angle you want to look at. And our own little podcast baby moved. He moved from the West Coast to the East Coast.
Yeah, he got his own house at last. It's amazing.
Yeah, Crandy is on his own, and that's, look at that. And as far as I know, Prue's Prue-mate has not murdered him yet. So, I mean,
as far as we know, we haven't heard from Prue today.
We have not. So, as far as 2016 goes, the community's really coming right along. So let's talk about the podcast.
Getting serious now.
Yeah. Well, and it's how it ties to the community, of course, because we wouldn't be able to do this podcast without the community. I mean, obviously there needs to be people to listen to it, although you and I would probably just have a conversation and record it, and it'd be great. But the fact that we have so many people who engage with us, who listen, who download, who spread it to their social media, who, tweet about it, is remarkable. I'm shocked.
I'm amazed at the response to the podcast. I certainly never expected it to be this successful after the first year, or even halfway through the year. We were already exploding by then. It's well outstripped where I thought it might be after the first year. And I'm astounded.
I totally agree.
And grateful because I mean, all of those people are out there listening to us and like what they hear, obviously. So and that just it makes me feel good that I've got something to offer all of these people. So it's
agreed.
Yeah,
now, of course, that doesn't mean we're not going to improve. You know, we've got ideas for the future. We've got things that we want to implement as far as the podcast goes, but we cherish every single one of you listeners and everybody who engages with us because that's the motivation to keep putting out good content, good shows, having some fun.
Almost everyone. Maybe not Big L.
Maybe not, but almost everybody.
Almost everyone, yeah.
And so as far as the actual show goes, what are some of your highlights? And what are the big things that stick out to you on how this show has evolved?
Well, yeah, I mean, just before the show, before we started recording, I went through and just basically got a list of all the people that we've sort of interviewed and brought onto the show and talked to about gaming and achievements. And it's actually quite a large list. I didn't realize, it didn't occur to me that we've had this many people on the show. I mean, we've obviously...
this is episode 54. And now you count through this and you're like, did we really have 30-40% of our shows have a guest on them? That doesn't sound right.
Yeah. It's just quite astonishing. I mean, obviously, we just hearkening back to sort of the origins of the show, I guess, coming from the Achievement Hounds community itself. We actually had Kyle and Franco on two different shows. Kyle being moroniccow, Franco being RavioliCaponi. They were the two of the hosts of the Achievement Hounds back before we started. And obviously, we've also been in touch with people from True Achievements. So Rich Stone himself, True Achievement, was on, and Jack Watling, who's the other main guy from True Achievements, WebChimp UK. So we've had sort of contacts there. We've had some major, well, not major, I guess, but some big names in other podcasts and content providers out there. So Randall Thor 19 was on, and Maka from Maka's Guides,
right.
And obviously David Paskett as well from the X1 brothers, and we've kind of got a really good link there. I think that's
a great community.
Yeah, I almost feel like that's almost like we're almost sister podcasts in a way because our communities are, I feel, that close in not necessarily in what they want to do, as in our communities, I think, more focused on achievements. This is more focused on just general gaming and having a fun time. But there's so much of a crossover between the two that it feels like we could almost kind of munge the two together and have some happy gaming community baby thing going on.
Well, I think it all stems because the foundation of both of our podcasts rests on awesome people having positive outlooks on life and just enjoying gaming and embracing it as a hobby and just something that we enjoy to do. And, as far as age, we're similar ages, similar walks of life, all those types of things. Our basis for what we enjoy doing is the same, and it's just on our side, maybe we gravitate toward more achievements. On their side, they gravitate toward, more generalized gaming and stuff. And so it's easy to see where the crossover is because there's so many similarities. And even today, I mean, you and I were pulled over into their chat to just, hey, how do we get over to the Z to Z Discord, by the way? And it immediately, so thanks to Roz over there, he's like, oh yeah, here's the link, right? There you go. I mean, I was driving when that happened, so I couldn't, I couldn't hook him up with the thing. As I was like, hey, thanks, man. I appreciate you getting my back when I can't, I can't help out, but
yeah,
and just cool stuff like that, right? You have great group of dudes on both sides of the fence, and the commingling, right? And even from my contests and stuff that I'm offering, it's like, you don't even have to be an achievement hunter to really get into the contests. I mean, you like how we approach our gamertag challenges. It's where are we? It's December 22nd. Oh boy, I probably should get maybe 2 or 3 more games just to unlock this gamertag.
Yeah,
it doesn't really dramatically change how we play, and since we kind of dabble all over the place, and But anyway, I digress.
So other notables on the podcast. I mean, we've had some of the
big gamers.
Big gamers, yeah. So I was just going to say, we had Sashamorning, who's I'm not actually sure if he's been completely qualified for this yet, but he was the provisional 24-hour 360 gamer score record holder. So it was all submitted. I haven't heard back whether he's actually received that, been approved for that yet. But yeah, he did what was it, 23,000 something or other in 24 hours. I forget the exact number, but it was pretty ridiculous. We have had Smrnov, the number 2 gamer score in the world, and most number of completions in the world, and various other accolades. And he was a fascinating guest as well. He's got a long history with the 360 and the Xbox One, and was great to talk to. And RedmptionDenied, who hit his 1 million, and of course, as we know later on, went to win the GTASC individual, and his team also won the GTASC team competition this year. So, he put on a ridiculous amount of TA, I think, like through achievement points in that last week, about 139,000 or something, and about 55,000 gamer score. It's just, he puts on some ridiculous figures, and to do that when he's already over 1 million gamer score is amazing. So,
pure insanity. And of course, you already mentioned him, but Randall Thor 19, another million gamer square person. He hit his
game. He's 1 million this year, didn't he? That was right. At
E3.
And it was at E3. Yeah. So it's we've had some big names there. Some 3 million score holders there, which is that makes sense. We're an achievements podcast, but we've certainly had some big gamers there. And just even going into the industry itself, just for the Graw special, getting Christian Allen from Serellen, but he was the lead designer on Graw, as well as Halo Reach and other games, but on Graw itself. So to have him on the show when Graw was finally completed by Randy was a really great experience, and that was an awesome episode. And I think he had a lot of fun too. It was just a really enjoyable episode, just to shoot the hay with him, so to speak. I don't know if that's actually a phrase, but I couldn't think of something that wasn't rude. Anyway, another one that was good to get on was Thomas Gratz, who's otherwise known as Spark Thomas, and this was probably 2 months before Project Spark finally shut up shop. But he was really interesting to talk to, just to see sort of how that all worked and what was going on inside, and his passion for that project and for that game was obvious. And he was really interesting to talk to, and it was great. And we also had, just as an offside thing, was Karsten from the developer Happy Tuesday. So we can't sort of forget to mention him, because he came on and talked about his game, and it was really interesting too. And he's also given us a bunch of codes for that game, which we still have to give away.
Yeah, right. And then, of course, Damien and Randy won't let you leave without giving an honorable mention to Ski Bunny.
Yeah.
They were pretty happy about that.
That was definitely an experience.
That was a meetup for them. So throw that one out there. So that's amazing. When you go through that list and you just think, I don't even remember having all these. And of course you listen back to the show and it's like, there's so many.
Yeah, I mean, that I counted them, and there's probably 15, 16 odd guests there. That's more than one a month, and I just doesn't feel like we've had that. And we have. I mean, it's just amazing. And we're doing 4 shows a month at least, and it just adds up, I guess. And it just doesn't even feel like we've done 50 episodes, to be honest. It's like we're at 54, and I'm going, really? I just feel like we started it like a couple of months ago.
Agreed. I mean, because it's so much fun to do. We're going to talk about gaming anyway, and so we're just throwing it onto a microphone. But I mean, these are the types of conversations that I enjoy having. So. And if you game with me, right, so if like the Titanfall group or the Gears group or whatever, you'll actually know I'm actually pretty quiet when I'm gaming. I'm very focused when I'm gaming, but you put me in front of a microphone when I'm distracted.
You won't shut up.
I won't shut up. I won't even get a word in edgewise. I can't stop. But now,
stop
with all those interviews. It will not stop there. I mean, that is one of, and we'll touch on it now. That is one of the initiatives that we want to have for 2017 is we'll get back into doing more significant interviews. There's tons of people out there who have really interesting stories to tell, and we would love to get more opportunities to have interviews lined up and talk to all different people from different walks of life, different gaming, and even if they're not gamers, if they just have something interesting that can contribute to our community. And of course, the white whales, the unicorns, whatever you want to call them, the Major Nelsons, the Phil Spencers, the Aaron Greenbergs, those Mike Ybarras. Those are the top of the food chain. And there's just countless other people in the industry that I would love to talk to. And so whether or not we can line those up for 2017, we'll find out. But it's certainly on our wish list for where this podcast is going to go.
For sure, yeah.
Now,
community shoutouts.
I know we couldn't do this without the community, and like we said, there's so many people on Discord, there's so many people in the forums, but we've narrowed down a list of some of the big contributors to the show. People who, either provide codes and help us out, or they provide content, or they really help steer how we do the show. Give us criticisms, help us grow, help us get better. As much as I tell Randy and Prue to listen to the freaking episode, it helps when other people tell them this is what you did great and this is what you did wrong, because otherwise we're not going to learn. And so we want to make this podcast, this product, the best we possibly can. And so by practicing and by doing it, and hearing from you guys and saying, man, when you guys had that debate, the Dead Rising debate, that was awesome. You got to do more of those, right?
Yeah, I'm always thinking just while we're talking about the debate, we probably should have a debate about Destiny's story at some point. We had a bit of a back and forth about this on Discord, but it's probably something that needs a formal debate. So maybe that can be our next topic.
Me and Prue, huh? All right, that's fine.
Well, yeah, well, me and you.
I can't promise that I'm not. If it's Prue, I'm going to slander Star Trek. I get defensive when I'm put in a corner. So anyway. Let's move on to our community. Should we go from the bottom to the top?
I don't think it matters too much, but
right.
Sure. Yeah,
I'm just thinking. Some of the contributors to we'll start with some of the bigger contributors. We'll start with McLovinLegend. We mentioned him last show. He effectively was our number one fan for the infancy of this show, and really he did so much to help push this thing. And he was such a driver in our UK market, which
for sure
we really appreciate.
Yeah, so his name's not far from my mind anytime I sort of think about the community, for sure. And he's been great. He's always out there basically shouting the podcast out every episode, and he's had a lot to say and talk to us and interact with us as well, which helps us create more content as well, which has been great. So we couldn't go past McLovinLegend without giving him a mention, for sure.
And I think McLovinLegend himself spawned what became, the biggest butt of our community is the Big L.
The large consonant. The large consonant himself.
George W. He is pervasive in everything that we talk about. He is both, a lightning rod in the community, but also genuinely cares about every single person that he talks to, right? Like, he has developed friendships with pretty much everybody on there, wants to game with absolutely everybody. And to be honest, when I first started talking to him, we had me and then his cohort, Matrarch, who is another huge shout out to her for their contributions to the show. I got into a party with those two, and I was just thinking, man, this dude is such a blowhard. Like, what is his... and then, about an hour into that conversation, I'm like, that was really fun. Like, I really enjoyed talking. And gosh, we stayed up till like 1, 2 a.m., and that was my time. They're on the East Coast, so that was like 3 a.m. for them. And we were just shooting the breeze, having some fun. And then, we ended up having more conversations and stuff on the forums and everything. And it's just that friendship that I've developed with those two and their contributions to the show have been immeasurable.
Yeah, so Big L is, if you don't know Big L can be a bit much, I think. So you kind of need to kind of excuse some of the things that he says sometimes, because if you don't know that he's joking, it's very easy to get offended. But the thing is about Big L is that pretty much all the time he is joking. He's never serious about anything he says, and you need to take everything he says tongue in cheek, because that's just the way he is.
Yep.
And once you sort of realize that, you realize that he's really, he's a great guy, and he's certainly been a big driver for a lot of things that have happened in the show itself, and of course we mention him practically every episode anyway, just because he's part of and a loud part of the community. So, And he and Matrarch have certainly given us a lot of good feedback behind the scenes for various parts of the show, and we've taken all that on board, and it was certainly valuable. And Matrarch has, of course, a lot of experience with the True Achievements podcast itself.
Absolutely.
Going back in the last few years, as well as working on the True Achievements team in their sort of news area. So that experience has been invaluable, and having her opinions has been very helpful in driving how our podcast goes.
She has stepped up, and whether it's gracious or not, she has stepped up and taken over the Titanfall boosting session pretty much. She's been running my spreadsheet and helping drive that thing, and taking it off my plate is such a lifesaver. Oh my gosh, thank you, Em. I really appreciate it. So it's a huge shout out for that. Next on the list, Grug.
Yeah, so this list isn't really ordered in any particular way. It's just
names that came up as we were spitballing people of course Grug is at the top of the list, because if you haven't noticed on our Discord or our discourse,
so the forums,
we got that new icon. It's so good. The logo,
we have a new logo, and I can imagine that now on T-shirts and on cups. It seems like it's made for that now.
I've been talking. If I wasn't in my late 30s, I would totally get that as a tattoo. It is such a cool looking logo. That's awesome.
Maybe I'll get that shaved into my hair.
Now you're talking. But I could see a Z T-shirt with that logo for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, and Big L has already given us a bunch of merchandising advice, so that's on our list of things we'd love to do for the podcast in 2017. That's a little further down the list, or I don't think we need to necessarily monetize items just quite yet. We'd maybe build our reach a little bit more, but certainly if we can find a good way to get products made and whatnot, maybe. And we're starting to develop this identity, which is awesome. So thank you, Grug, for all of your hard work and putting that together. So I love it. I really do. This is right up your alley now here.
Yeah, well, BME7, off his own bat, has basically been donating to the podcast, sort of indirectly. He started a challenge with me to maintain a streak, and for the last 90-odd days, he has every month donated to the podcast, essentially. And so he's done that off his own bat. It was unprompted, and we love him for it. Thank you very much. Thor, thank you so much. That's so. It really it surprised me that he was willing to do that, and it says to me that there's, if there's people willing to just give to the podcast out of the blue like that from off their own bat, that we're A, doing something right, and B, we really should look at things like Patreon or something like that, because there's obviously people out there who want to support the show. And I mean, if we can get more cash and things like that flowing into the show, then we can give away bigger prizes for the contests that we run, and give away games, and all that good stuff.
Yes,
so that's certainly where we want to go. And BME7's contributions in that regard have really pushed that idea to the forefront, I would say.
Absolutely.
And it's also been a lot of fun as well, just to sort of keep the streak going and know that I've got someone there who's kind of watching. So it's been great.
Can you imagine if we start getting an influx of money, we could get onesies with the logo to fashion all the babies that happened last year. I mean, it's just needs to happen. And we've also had a few others. Stushnikin and M. Serwin, those two have already reached out and also want to contribute to the show. They want to sponsor a contest coming up, so you'll see them in 2017. Actually, you'll see M. Serwin here in January. I have to make that announcement yet, but there's something else flying.
Yeah, and Stush has also given us some really good feedback as well, and to a lot of things in the behind the scenes as well with the podcast, and that was really valuable. So it was good to hear. Stush has been a great member of the community.
Totally. Yeah. Now we've got both 42s right next to each other. Of course, Planting 42 and Silence 42. Those are 42s because that's the answer to the question, right? Yeah,
either that or
Jackie Robinson,
or they're the same person.
Oh,
have you actually seen both of them in the same place at the same time?
I have not. Now you got me thinking. But Silence 42 from the XoneBros community, essentially a huge help for them. Still finds time to promote our show, to engage with the X1 community on behalf of our show, and I mean he does it all. It's wonderful, and he's a huge addition. He's such a valuable asset to their community. Any leftovers, any scraps that we get, we will cherish and use. So thank you for all, just even the little bit of time that you put in, and maybe it's more than that. And thank you so much. Planting. I get to be on a GTA C team with him now. But of course,
he's done so much for the podcast. He's mentioned the podcast several times during his recaps on GTA C. He's actually been on the podcast from time to time, doing some of the reviews. It's he's been there with us from the beginning. I think
name dropping in the UHH, and he's been on some of our review segments.
Yeah, so he's been there, and he's been a big part of things going as we go. So and on your GTA C team now, so maybe you'll last more than 1 week.
I hope so. Carry me. Speaking of carrying me, Mattism. He's kind of stepped up to be one of our boosting coordinators. We're still trying to get a rhythm going, but he's picked a few games that he helps work on. Of course, I've jumped in on those with him. He's helped me with the Gears of War 3 stuff, and he's been just fantastic. And we finally pulled him into the Discord chat. It took forever, but now we can actually further communicate. But thank you, Mattism, for all your time and effort, and I'm not going to say wasted hours in Gears 3 because I know you're getting experience and things like that, but maybe the achievements weren't flying as freely as they were with me, Koosh, and Saucy.
Now, I think the rest of the people on the list are basically people who've donated to the show, generally with codes and things like that, so we can probably just rattle through these reasonably quickly.
For sure.
So Giant Hunger, he's actually also an Elite person. He's gotten into Elite, I think, based off a lot of my talk about Elite, so hello, fellow Elite guy. So it's been really fun to actually have talks with him just about Elite and so forth. But yeah, Giant Hunger, the Jodine, Quick Mithril, Doughboy, Wadry Drip 37, Zombie Killer, which is spelt with a lot of numbers, and I won't go into all of those, and Decoy1982. They've all donated various codes and things for the show, and that has been really helpful and has been great for us to give away as prizes and to promote. Yeah. So thank you, all of you.
And Foo Cuddly Poof. He's, come on. The last 2
just for having
weeks.
A good name.
I know. Well, the last 2 weeks, and all of a sudden he's, coming out on fire. And so we'll hopefully continue to hear from him in the 2017.
For sure. Now, I couldn't let this episode go by without giving a shout out to the Endless Bean Dive group. Now, if you don't know what that is, way back, probably 3 years ago now, the Endless...
I think it was 2013, right? March of 2013 or something.
The potentially Endless Bean Dive was spawned on the Achievement Hounds podcast. And the idea of that was that basically it was an endurance test, and people had to start a new game every day until there was a last man standing. That has not finished. It's been going since then. And the last three, Montana 97, Mad Eye, Pad Eye, and Sea Monkey Powder, are still diving a new game every day and have been since 2013, which is just astounding. And
it's just obscene.
Yeah. So I'm actually two of those are in my GTA SC team now. So Montana 97 and Sea Monkey Powder, and I know Mad Eye Pad Eye as well. He's actually a member of the Gankers, who are the winners of the GTA SC for the last 2 years running. So yeah, there are some reasonably well-known names in there, as well as some people close to my heart. But yeah, I'm friends with all of them, and it's an amazing effort from those guys, and they don't get enough credit, I think, for that sort of stuff.
It's just ridiculous. Man.
Yeah. And I can't see them stopping anytime soon. I think it's just gonna. It's not even about that contest anymore, because I think the prize for that contest is well and gone.
Long gone. Oh yeah.
But they just do it because they're a group of friends now, and that's just that's the thing that they do. So it's pretty funny. Just the ongoing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you mentioned him earlier, but Spark Thomas of the Project Spark team.
Yeah. So again, that was a really good episode, and I think just towards the end of the Project Spark lifespan, when its servers were about to shut down, we certainly reached out to our community and pulled in as many people as we could to get Spark Thomas Gratz, his completion in that game with the Rising Star achievement. And that was a really good moment, I think, through the year. So I just wanted to give him another shout out. That was a good moment community-wise, and it was a good moment just to be involved with
unifying
something
gamers.
Like that. Yeah. So but it's also with a touch of sadness, of course, because the passion he had for that game was amazing, and it was quite sad that it went away, or went the way that it did. So, but I guess. Onward and upward. I'm not sure what he's doing now, but I hope he's found his feet somewhere and is doing something he really loves. So
agreed. Now we couldn't possibly do this show without our boss. Well, it's funny because it's totally volunteer, but you and I are both part of the True Achievements support staff. And we, man, as far as achievement hunting goes, True Achievements, so Rich and Jack, Rich Stone, of course, True Achievement himself, Jack Watling, WebChimp UK, you guys keeping that site, all of the new features and everything that you guys have been doing this past year. I mean, it's been a great year for TA. And,
it certainly has,
and certainly from a growth standpoint.
And even they've actually stepped up with the podcast as well. It's now coming up weekly, and it's an enjoyable listen every week.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's they're doing some really good things. They've got their streaming going as well. So they're going from strength to strength, I think. And certainly they've been invaluable to us. They've been invaluable in giving us APIs for the random to-do list, and for just generally being very supportive of our community and the podcast in general.
Yes, and we could not possibly do this without them. And yeah, oh boy, they have helped out. And even for some of my contests that might not fly over there, that I can do over here. I mean, just to kind of help with all that sort of stuff and understanding the site and things that we can do. It's awesome. It is just really great. The other awesome community that we've mentioned it multiple times, and it has to go again toward the top of the list, is the XoneBros community.
For sure.
Both the podcast, Jordan, McSpicy, David, and their amazing community that they have, right? That is a huge group of gamers that they enjoy gaming. Maybe some of them don't know they're achievement hunters, and they're now identifying themselves as, oh my gosh, this is actually really fun, and I want to do that. Or they just might like a good gaming conversation, and want to just play games with cool people who enjoy gaming as well. But the influx of those guys after the interview that I had with them, man, it is just great, and the response from them has been just beautiful.
Yeah, so we've gotten so many people there who are just inquired about and joined the random to-do list contest after that interview, and it was that was amazing. Just I think we had probably a good 30 people just come on in that 1 month alone after that interview, and just wanting to be involved in that particular contest, and it's great. It's exactly the contest is geared towards achievement hunters, but not in a really hardcore way. So it's a kind of a more casual achievement hunters kind of contest, and I think that's what really appeals across the board. And so it was really great to get that interest, and that's still ongoing. And yeah, we really love all of the people who've sort of put their hand up and said hello and come across to our Discord, or even just talk to us on their own Discord that they've got running. So and it's really great. Yeah,
sure. And if we, obviously that all of those that's not a complete list of everybody who's contributed and everybody who's we spend time with and talk to all the time. I mean, it's the amount of people that we interface with through the Discord chat or the forums or Xbox Live, wherever, is just huge. And so don't think if your name was omitted that we forgot about you, because that's absolutely not the case. It's 1 a.m. here for me. So, maybe my brain's not quite working as quick as it should be. But with that being said, what are the next steps for the podcast? What do we look forward to for 2017? And we've mentioned quite a few of them already during the show, but I think top of the list has got to be Patreon or some type of revenue generation. I mean, people out there, we need help, because this has become a awesome, massive, just so much fun community. And we want to offer so much more to you. We think you all deserve more prizes, bigger contests, currency codes, all sorts of things. We want to give that back to you. You guys spend all this time hunting achievements, playing with us, having some fun. We want to encourage you to do more of that, and to do so means prizes and all sorts of cool stuff that goes along with that. But unfortunately, we're a little bit strapped with time and all sorts of other resources. That
mostly time, yeah.
Mostly time. And so having a way for people to say, you know what, gosh, I really do enjoy what I hear. I enjoy all the effort you guys put into it. Please keep it up. Please keep doing it. And so keep your eyes out for our Patreon announcement. We're trying to put something together. I'm getting a webcam for Christmas. So, I can actually record a video even. So that'll be nice. Instead of just hearing my voice, maybe you can put a face to it. That kind of goes into something maybe we'll end up doing is kind of more video content.
Yeah. Well, for myself, I've been kicking around an idea that I will do some kind of weekly streaming thing, and it will be based around some of the more obscure titles out there, because these are titles or games that just aren't seen very often, and I think there'd be a lot of kind of niche interest in it. But certainly, I play a lot of really weird, obscure Japanese games and just games that, only have like 12 players on TrueAchievements and things like that. Things that people just don't know exist. So I'd kind of like to just do, an hour a week or something like that, just on Here's Superstar Karaoke, that obscure Korean karaoke game. This is what it looks like. Or showing people what My Horse and Me 2 looks like, because not many people really actually know what that is. It's that kind of thing. So that's been floating around in my head. I guess if people think that's a good idea, maybe just give me a poke and I'll move on that idea a bit more. But certainly something like that would be interesting. If not, some other kind of streaming thing. I'll have to think on that. But yeah, what about you?
I've pretended like I want to do streaming, but I'm a terrible streamer. I can't focus on gaming and talk at the same time. So that's why this podcast is great, because I am sitting in a quiet, empty basement with no TV, no video games.
It's always been a rule on the podcast that we don't game whilst we record. So,
and it's been a fantastic rule, because it has allowed me to hone my craft here, maintain some semblance of speech and enunciation, and yeah, my tongue's getting tired. But at least it's been keeping me focused. And so, that being said, it's so much nicer to put a face with that voice. And maybe I have to put a hat on or doll up a little bit, but being able to interface with our community that way too, and have a video that goes with it. Yeah, you like that? And if you see me, I talk with my hands a lot. Like even right now, I am tapping my hand in the air as I make these points. I can't help it. I speak in. I mean, you can tell by my inflection. I speak enthusiastically. I move my hands a lot. It's actually probably entertaining to watch. I wonder how many calories I'm burning as I talk. But suffice it to say, I think it would be interesting, and I think it's fun. Watching the XoneBros, they have they air TXR podcast. They air their shows. Maybe that's some kind of extra we can do. I don't think we're definitely not getting away from the audio podcast. This is our bread and butter. We yes, we do our best to tape to air, but there's some because of time zones, we've got to mix some things around, and so
damn those time zones.
There's some level of editing, and of course leads into what we want to do next year as well, with more interviews. And we mentioned it earlier, but those segments are pre-recorded because nobody wants to stay up till 1 a.m. and talk to us. So we've got to find times when they can talk and schedule around those. I would love an opportunity to talk with so many more people in the community, and even, like I mentioned, community members, other gamers, achievement hunters, or people in the games media, or people in development, other developers, other people in the industry, and of course, like I mentioned earlier, the people of Microsoft. All of those interviews that we've done that we mentioned already, those were so much fun and were great pieces of content. And so now, that we're starting to grow, get a little bit of traction, I think we can continue to come up with really great interviews and things to talk about. So I look forward to that in the upcoming year.
Yeah.
And like I mentioned, prizes. We want to give things away. We want to give back to the community. Everything that we pull in goes right back out into the community. We're not doing this to make money. We're not doing this to be famous. We are doing this because...
What? We aren't?
I guess I'm just talking about me then.
Oh,
I'm doing this because I love gaming. I love talking and interfacing with our community. That's what I love to do. And
I was just trying to build this up so that I could sell it out for like $3 million to Facebook in about 2 years.
Oh, there you go.
That was my aim.
And this is my hobby, and so I'm doing this because it's fun and I love doing it. But what I would really love to do is to be able to give away tons of stuff, to be able to spend more time, and really come up with some awesome contest ideas, or, take some time to have a really great interview with somebody. I would love those opportunities, but it turns out I know how to pay some bills, and so I have to do like real work.
Yeah, that old chestnut. Got to go to work, get some money, got to get paid.
So obnoxious. So, and of course, then I put on here my pipe dreams. I would love to have an opportunity to go to E3 or PAX or whatever, any of them. I've never been to a gaming convention, and I no, and I think it would be just glorious.
Yeah, I think you would definitely love going to a PAX. If you get the chance to go, you should definitely do that. E3 is a little bit more difficult because you need the media pass and so forth, but I think we can...
We'll get there.
Something.
We'll get there. Baby steps.
We're media, aren't we?
Baby steps. That reminds me, though, of kind of the last thing I want to touch on as we kind of close out this show. We'll do a little bit after this piece here before we lead into the game show, of course. Following all this, we have the Achievement Guru Game Show, Episode 2, that precedes what we're... Postseeds? What's after? Anyway. That comes after this segment. No, it's not. But...
Reseeds? No, that's hairlines.
We
thing that comes after.
Yeah, we want to have a call to arms and just say, look, if you listen to this community or this show and you want to be a part of it, we would love your help. I personally, I need help. I would love, and we've kind of identified some roles, some things that we need to help bring this community, get this community to grow bigger. And so if you're just one of those people who's like, you know what, I love talking with these guys about games. I love playing games. I want to do things. I want to, play around and learn about growing an audience, whatever your walk of life is or whatever your goals are. I mean, we've got some needs to help get this show bigger. And, like somebody who can handle social media. I'm terrible at social media.
So am I.
So garbage with it. Twitter, I can follow. I can do that pretty well, but I am terrible at drumming up people to listen to the show. Facebook, total joke. I can't work that. My wife spends more time on my account than I do. Anybody who can help in that regard, oh my goodness, that would be so much help.
So
and then
social media and promotion in general. Anybody who can help us with that sort of stuff would be very, very appreciated.
Yeah, not my strong suit, that's for sure. And then the production support. I mean, even just to do stuff with the show, lining up interviews, coordinating with other community members, whatever, things to help get the show to just run a little bit more smoothly. We do our best, but time zones.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got contest management here.
I do have contest management. I have so many really great ideas that I want to implement, but because of my lack of, let's just say, computer science background, I
was going to say time, but okay.
Coding, and then, of course, there's time. I can't do all the things I want to do with my contests. I have some really cool ideas that, because we have a small community, like we can actually do some really unique things because it's on a smaller scale, but that typically means it's a little bit more manual to check things and to follow up. Maybe if there's a really great web designer who could do some, just baseline interfaces, or if somebody just had the time they want to contribute to checking people's gamer tags and making sure they're not trying to cheat our little games. As prizes increase, people get a little. We got to be more vigilant
on that sort of thing. So it's definitely we could do with some help there. I mean, certainly I take probably the lion's share of the coding, any kind of coding work or programming spreadsheets and things like that. So, and I mean that's perfectly fine. I'm good at it. But if there were other people who could help out with that sort of stuff, that would also be great.
Especially someone who lived in the United States. Time zones.
Yeah.
All right. I'm done saying time zones. I promise.
What about, and maybe somebody who could merge all of the time zones into one, that would be great.
The global zone. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
So we're all asleep at the same time. That would be
the other two things that we have on here that would be invaluable are, and they kind of go with that social media thing, is boosting coordinators. People who want to boost games, get groups together, kind of coordinate with the community and say, hey, let's work on a game. Let's, and have a plan going into it. Because that was always the nice thing about the True Achievements pieces or the Achievement Hounds is somebody looked ahead and they said, okay, we're going to be working on, let's take Titanfall, for instance. We're going to work on Titanfall. We've got a little chat. What are things people want to work on? Oh, you want to do that? Okay. Well, here's the best way to do that. So let's set up a scenario so that we're not wasting our time. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the boosting coordinator role. Or, oh, hey, we're going to do, stun boosting in Assassin's Creed. So this is how we're going to do it. And so you two on this team and you three on this team, whatever, right? Just so we're not wasting our time when we're doing that, and just to get people to, because as much as I want to have everybody show up at 10 p.m. Central on the nights that I'm gaming, that's not realistic, especially for the East Coasters, especially for people in the UK, Australia. You guys don't play games at the same time I do. And so we need a lot of people all over the place to say, hey, yeah, you know what? Let's get some Z to Z community stuff going. Angelsk, right? Joe, she started some of the Titanfall groups to key in on the UK listeners, the Australian listeners. So if anybody's got time and they have a pretty consistent schedule that they want to run some multiplayer gaming with and do some boosting with, those types of people are great. And then, streamers, people who, if you guys want to promote our Z2Z account and go stream games and stuff, and you have a passion to do that, that goes with the social media, that goes with the promotion type stuff. Because I can't do it. I'm terrible. It's just not my thing. And so, if that's your bag, let us know, and just how you can contribute, how you can help. We're open to listening to anybody and everybody.
For sure. So I guess that pretty much rounds up what we want to talk about, isn't it?
I think so.
About it?
I think so. Any last pieces that you want to mention? Anything, moving into 2017 that you want to get off your chest quick?
Well, Prue has entered the world of Elite Dangerous, so I look forward to not seeing him for another 3 months.
There it is.
We can only really go up from here, I think. We could go down, but I think we're on such a good path at the moment. The show's going really well. The community is great. I can see really good things for us in 2017. So thank you everybody for listening and making us what we are. It's such a good feeling to be able to be a part of this community. And to have this particular format of show be as popular as it is, it's just really great.
Totally agree. I love you as the community. I love everyone who's listening. I am so appreciative and grateful that you spend an hour or two, or like our last show, 3, your time.
Like the E3 show, 4.5 hours. Yep.
That you spend your time, that's how you choose to fill your ear hole. That is awesome. And then to turn around and go ahead and engage with us on Discord or wherever, Xbox Live, that is the next level of commitment. And you guys bring it in spades. And I am so humbled by the fact that you enjoy doing it as much as I do. And together we can make this community so awesome for 2017. And like Tarragon said, I see this thing continuing to grow, continuing to reach other people and pull in, other achievement hunters and gamers, just gamers in general. And the fact that Xbox has got the momentum behind them, I think that group is just going to continue to grow. And so I am so excited for what 2017 has to offer. So thanks everybody out there for your continued support, for your future support, and for continuing to listen. You guys are all awesome. And I hope you enjoy the Achievement Guru Game Show that's followed right now. And if you want to get in on next Achievement Guru Game Show, keep an eye on the forums. There'll definitely be announcements. And it's going to be a regular bit of ours.
Can chuck an announcement onto the new announcement channel as well. On
That's
Discord,
right.
Yeah,
that's right. So we'll see you on the forums. We'll see you in Discord. We'll see you on Twitter. We will see you on Xbox Live. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. Enjoy the show.
Happy New Year.
Welcome to the Achievement Guru Game, and I'm joined today by a collection of guests for the second installment of this fantastic game show we've created. Now, many podcasts have their little showcase, their quiz, their trivia. IGN has their user-submitted trivia. Game Informer has back-of-the-box trivia. Reddit's Party Chat has their little Reddit quiz thing, and they are all great. But, of course, we don't want to blatantly rip them off, so we've created our own little spin. I mean, we are an achievement show, so how well do you know your lists? So here's how you play the game. I'm going to start by reading 3 achievements and the achievement descriptions, followed by game statistics, such as X many gamers have this game, X many have completed it for X number of achievements, and X amount of gamer score. Those X's are all individually different numbers. I hope that's pretty clear. After that, I'm going to do 2 more final achievements and finally finish with the publisher, developer, and release date. And so hopefully with all that collection of data, you have enough to guess. I have cherry-picked the achievements, so there are clues within that can help you identify that game. And the list of possible games have to have at least 5,000 gamers that have started it as far as TA tracking is concerned. So these are well-known games, not that crazy list of random stuff that I had last time, although they are randomly picked. So when you think you have the answer, say your name aloud, wait for acknowledgement, and then answer. So, for instance, I would say Freemhole. A little pause, and then it's my turn to guess. Because there might be some delay in the audio, whatever. Don't just spit out your answer. Let's make sure there's an audible pause there, and then you can spit it out. If you are wrong, you may not guess again for that round. So, bunch of lists. We're gonna play to 5 points. If you get it correct, you get 5 points, or you get 1 point. First to 5. Last but not least, I am trusting you, although you are all sitting in front of a computer, not to cheat. So please, you could literally just type this in and look it up. Let's not do that. This week, our contestants are our favorite spaceman, ZZ Urban Spaceman. You know him as Tarragon. How are you, sir?
Good.
On our favorite engorged continent, Mr. L. How are you?
Well, and you, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you. Braving the frigid cold with me, the best fruit out there, the MightyMango. How are you?
Doing well.
That is awesome. And down south in gun country, we've got CSGeekSquad. How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good.
Fantastic. Okay. Are there any final questions? Are you guys all ready?
We're good to go.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Do it.
Woo! Here we go. Achieve game number 1. Mellow Yellow. Achievement description, Mellow Yellow. Second achievement, Remarkable Red. Description, Remarkable Red.
Right.
Number 3, Go Green. Achievement description, Go Green. This game has 20 achievements for 200 gamer score. There are 12,200 tracked gamers, and 1,500 of them have completed it for 12.6%. Fourth achievement, Icy Cards of Blue. Description, Icy Cards of Blue. And fifth achievement,
Spaceman.
Okay.
Is it Magic Jewels of the Planeswalkers or something?
It is not. Fifth achievement, Uno Centennial.
Geek Squad.
Geek Squad.
Is it Uno Friends and Family?
I'm going to need a ruling on that. Are there other Uno games that I should be concerned about?
There's two or three Unos.
Yeah,
Whichever one was on Windows Phone.
Oh, the Windows Phone one? That is correct. It is the Windows Phone one.
Right on.
It is the full name, Uno and Friends.
Friends.
Oh, he's so excited he got a point. That was Geek Squad, right?
Indeed.
My dog was happy for you.
Yeah.
Good dog.
Alrighty. Game number 2. Achievement number 1. Bejeweled. Combine gems. Number 2. Breaking not so bad. Use a merchant to repair an item. Number 3. Don't fear the Reaper. Complete all quests in Act 5. There are 43 achievements for 1,000 gamer score. 60,000 tracked gamers have played this. 4,500 have completed it for 7.5% completion percentage. Fourth achievement. Up all night to get lucky. Equip all inventory slots with legendary items that have a minimum required level of 70 or higher.
Geek Squad.
Geek Squad.
Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls.
What?
That is correct.
Wow.
Nice work.
I'm still
Nice
working
work.
on that last achievement.
The up all night to get
You didn't hear
lucky.
me?
Well, I look like
Yeah,
an
maybe
idiot.
like a amulet or
Hello?
something.
What,
Yes.
did you say your name, L? I didn't hear your name. All I heard was you huffing and puffing.
I heard L after Geek Squad.
Yeah, I heard him after. You were late.
Okay.
Late to the party, friend. Here we go. Game number 3. Chief Investigator Award. You found every piece of evidence. Melee Mayhem Award. You found every type of melee weapon and firearm. Chapter 2 Completion Award. You finished Chapter 2, Central Metro Station. There are 50 achievements for 970 gamer score.
Mango.
Mango.
Condemned. Origins.
That is correct. Condemned Criminal Origins. The rare 970 completion. The final 2 achievements. Compassion Award, you did not shoot SKX. And Chapter 4, Bronze Bird Award, you found a dead bird in the grid for subway tunnels. Nice work, Mango.
It's a good game. You should all play.
Mango's on the board. Is that the one with the creepy mannequins, or is that the second
Yes.
one?
Yeah, they had creepy mannequins in the first one, too.
Ew, gross. No, thank you. All right, we got Mango with 1 point, Geek Squad with 2 points. Game number 4. Combo Hero. Do a finishing move. Dynamic Duo. Play a level in co-op. Destination Metropolis. Complete story level 8. This game has 37 achievements for 1,000 gamer score. 43,000 tracked gamers. 14,000 have completed it. 32%. Achievement number 4. Arkham Asylum Antics. Complete story level 3.
Spaceman.
Spaceman.
Is it Lego Batman 2?
That is correct.
Nice.
Nice job, Tarragon. On the board. The fifth achievement was a mini kit hero. Use all mini kit vehicles. Alrighty. Game.
There actually aren't that many games with Superman in it. So
Surprisingly, yeah.
The co-op achievement list got me confused on that one.
Yeah. Yepers, here we go. Game number 5. Ready to play with the big boys. Complete Act 9, easiest difficulty. Fully trained assassin. Complete Act 9, assassin difficulty. The Killer. Complete Act 9, the Killer difficulty.
Spaceman.
Yeah.
Wanted. Weapons of Fate.
You got it. Nice work.
And I should know that one because I've played that through about 3 times. Done 3 stacks of it, but anyway.
There you have it. The other 2 achievements: kill 1, save 1,000 donuts, and 2 is always better than 1. Kill 2 enemies at once with a single curved bullet. That would have been real easy. That one. I'm glad you got it early because I would have felt bad if there. Yeah, I would have felt bad if it was. It comes to the point where like we have to rely on internet lag to not screw somebody over. Here we go. We got Urban with 2 points, Geek Squad 2 points, and Mango both with 1. Big L with the goose.
Hi.
Here we are. Game number 6. I didn't train to be a pilot. Killed 3 of the anti-aircraft batteries during the 8th mission. 1 down, 51 to go. Complete a weekly challenge. In honor serving, reach the rank of captain in the UNSC.
Geek Squad.
Mango.
Got Geek Squad first.
Is it Halo Reach?
It is Halo Reach.
Right on.
Nice one.
Was that also your answer?
That was
Mango?
my guess, too.
Yeah. Really quick on the buzzer there, Geek.
Thank you.
Of course, The fourth achievement is the monument to all of your sins, and the fifth one, the bane of my existence, if they came to hear me beg. God, I hate that achievement. That's the worst.
That's the one for surviving a fall by doing an assassination
on
late or something. Yeah.
That stupid green bug on that, man. Oh, man. God, I hate that thing. Here we go. Game number 7. If you build it, they will die. Inflict 2,000 damage in total using weapon factory builds. Number 2. Eggceptional. Collect all the hidden Easter eggs in the game. Number 3. Shopaholic. Purchased the kitchen sink. This game has 21 achievements, 12 without DLC for 350 gamer score. 6,000 tracked gamers. No one has completed it. Fourth achievement. Pimp my worm. Create a team of worms with custom clothes. Number 5. Boom. Shake the worm. Win a game using only grenades and the bazooka. Tarragon.
Is it Worms Mayhem or something?
It is Worms Ultimate Mayhem. Oof. Nice work. I didn't know if you were going to get that tagger one. There are too many of them.
Yeah, I knew there's like the WMD one, and I knew there was a Mayhem one, but yeah, that was...
Yep.
Yeah, I guess.
Worms, the original Worms, Worms Battlegrounds,
Worms 2.
Worms 2, Worms 2 Armageddon. Is that just Worms 2?
It's Worms 2 Armageddon.
Yeah. Anyway, nice work. I'm glad you pulled that one off. And it does have one unobtainable achievement. That is why no one has completed it. Here we go. Game number 8. Achievement number 1. Weapon proficiency. Over the course of the game, you've scored 100 perfect attacks. Skilled defender. Over the course of the game, you've blocked 100 attacks. Acceptance. You accepted your fate and chose the name douchebag for yourself.
Spaceman.
Spaceman.
It is South Park, and I don't know the rest of the damn name.
Oh, no!
The stick of truth.
Middle, you're up next.
Is it like the stick of truth or something like that?
It is the stick of truth. Yep, nice work.
Oof.
Snuck in there. Middle, I knew you had that one lined up, too. It is remarkably difficult to find achievements in that don't have swearing in them. The other two were made this for you, fling a turd that you created at an enemy in combat.
Oh, that would have given it away.
And the other one, Facehoff, defeat Princess Kenny while looking like David Hasselhoff. The other ones I wanted to use all had the F word in them. Or the S word. So, not on a family show. Nice work. Urban's at 4 points.
Oof.
Geek Squad at 3. Here we go. Lost Marine. Complete the Lost Mission campaign on Marine. Achievement number 2. Gimme power. Defeat the Berserk Hunter in ROE. Number 3. Fists of Fury. Use the artifact with Berserk ability to punch out 20 enemies in ROE.
Mango.
Doom
3?
It is Doom 3. Nice work. This is also a game where more than half the achievements say Doom 3 in the title. So good work on that one.
You probably just go title of game, name of the
Yeah, I could. But they had some options. I mean, there are some that I'll do that in if there really is nothing that keys in onto what the hell the game is. But I didn't know what does ROE stand for? Rise of Evil? Realm of Evil?
I think it's Rise of Evil, isn't it? I don't know.
Probably not in Doom.
Both things suck.
Yeah. The other ones were Too Slow, Fool, kill 5 enemies
Revenge
at
Bell,
once
let's go.
while in hell time. And the other one is Eat This, defeat the Maledict boss. Alrighty. Game number 10. Collateral damage. Defeat an enemy with the explosion from a fuel tank. Achievement 2. Teacher's pet. Sit in one of Moglin's lectures. Number 3. War of the Wyverns. Complete Chapter 5, the first Battle of Judica. There are 49 achievements for 1,000 gamer score. 8,900 tracked gamers. 800 have completed it for 9%. Achievement number 4. Enter Class 0.
Big L.
Complete Chapter 1. War.
Hello?
3. Big L.
Hello?
Yeah, I got your Big L. Let's go. Let's hear it.
Wow, that's some lag.
Yes, you can hear. What's the guess?
Harry Potter Connect.
Is that why you're... It is not Harry Potter Connect. Achievement number 5. Rookie Wrangler. Capture a chocobo.
Mango.
Mango.
Oh.
Final Fantasy Type 0?
It is Final Fantasy Type 0.
Nice. I mean, there's obviously a Final Fantasy at the end there, but yeah,
Yep.
I've got the 4 copies of the Type 0. I just haven't actually played it yet.
Yeah, Chocobo gives that one away.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the only one I'm really familiar with is 13, so...
Yeah,
The
unfortunately.
idea
me too.
was to use the Enter Class 0 achievement, get you thinking about it,
Yeah.
and then hit them with the chocobo. All these things come together. I'm a devious mastermind when it comes to these.
Sneaky.
Alrighty, here you go. Game number 11. Unstoppable Army. Reach a hero level of 10 and max out all units to level 5 in any campaign. Achievement number 2. Young Hero. Win a battle in the Sylvan campaign. Number 3. Fusion Fanatic. Triple fuse and attack formation in battle. This game has 14 achievements, 12 without DLC, for 220 gamer score. 32,500 tracked gamers, 1,500 have completed it, 4.7%. Achievement number 4. Skilled Strategist. Complete all battle puzzles in each campaign.
Spaceman.
Spaceman.
I don't have the full title, but it's Might and Magic something or other. If that's not enough to qualify, then I fail.
Let me look it up. I think there's only one that has achievements, so you might be in business.
It's Might and Magic Clash of Heroes or something? I think it's Clash of Heroes.
Is that what you're going with?
Yeah.
That is correct, sir.
Nice job, Tarragon.
5 points. That is actually the 5th achievement is Sir Links-a-Lot. Create a link of 5+ formations in battle.
You know, I think I remember all those arcade games, but no.
I guessed it once the fusion one came up because I remember playing through the game and there was like, you've got to fuse certain things to get past some of the levels, and it's like, oh, what's that game again?
All right, hey, let's chicken hunt. Let's play this thing out.
Play the feud.
Here we go.
So, what are we doing now? Sorry.
I went through all the work to do 28 of these things, and
Yeah,
we're only on
we're playing
13.
Okay. Well,
What's
Do
you
the
guys?
second
so
or
given that I've got
out
5 now,
there.
do I just like to sit out or?
No, keep playing.
you keep playing.
Okay.
You can,
Oh, I missed the question.
you can beat on all of us.
Yeah, just keep playing. We'll see if how high you can get your score. But you are the winner, Tarragon. You are this episode's champion. Alrighty. Fledgling Fighter. Fight a versus solo match. Unchallenged Champion. Complete all lessons for a character in Combo Challenge. First tag team. Fight a tag match. This game has 48 achievements for 1,000 gamer score. 24,400 tracked gamers. Only 730 have completed it. 3%. Mango.
Tekken Tag Team Tournament 2?
It is not that game.
Oh.
Achievement number 4. The Power of 2. Do 10 different character-specific tag throws.
Geek Squad.
Geek Squad.
Is it Mortal Kombat?
It is not Mortal Kombat. Achievement 5. You asked for it. Set throwdowns to accept and have a throwdown in versus, arcade, or free training mode. Developed by Team Ninja. Published by Tecmo Koei. Koei? How's that pronounced? Anyway.
Wait.
It came out in February of 2015.
I know what it is now and I can't guess.
I will also add that is a clearly an action fighting game. Xbox Live store price of free.
Spaceman. It's a Killer Instinct.
Spaceman. Nope.
Nope.
Big L. Just you.
Well,
Have you guys ever heard the Game Informer Show podcast when they do their Back of the Box trivia? Yeah, so one of their rules is if you are the last person to guess, you are obliged to put your hands behind your head, put your feet up, and say, I could get used to this. They actually have called people out for not doing that. We will not do that. I just think it's funny. But Big L, that's all. The floor's all yours. Do you have a guess?
you would think I would know free stuff.
Get off the schneid here. Free stuff. Tag team. I mean, combat. It's co-op. This is in your wheelhouse, man.
I don't know.
3.
Dead or Alive
2.
3. I don't know.
Oh, you need 2 more. Dead or Alive 5. Last round.
Yeah, as soon as,
I had no idea that was free.
5.
Yeah, they do the rotating. You can unlock the core fighters pack for like $5 or something. You get like an extra guy or something. I don't know. You can get in that game. I think you can get like 700 gamer score in like an hour, and but the completion is a monster.
Yeah, it's not easy to complete.
No, but easy 700 real quick. We all did it back in March of 2015 for I don't remember what reason, but. Gamer score. Here we go.
That's probably the reason.
That was probably the reason.
Most likely.
Fantastic. Here we go. This one should be fun. Wheeler and Dealer. Awarded for making your first ever signing in Master League Online. European Elite 16. Awarded for making it through the group stage of the UEFA Champions League in Masters League. Proud Skipper, awarded for being named club captain in Become a Legend. There are 28 achievements for 1,000 gamer score.
Spaceman.
Spaceman.
Like FIFA 17?
It is not. There are 5,900 gamers. 320 have completed it for 5.5%. 4th achievement, UEFA Champions League Elite 16, awarded for making it through the group stage in UEFA Champions League. Copa Santander, Libertadores King, awarded for becoming a Copa Santander Libertadores winner.
Naturally.
This game was published and developed by Konami. Mango.
Pro Evolution Soccer 15?
It is not Pro Evolution Soccer 15 because the release date, September 2012.
Come on, L.
We've got L.
Geek Squad.
Geek Squad's in.
Pro Evolution
09.
Soccer 2013.
Oh, 9.
It is PES 13. Nice work, Geek Squad.
Okay.
All right, L. You have one more chance here to not end up with a 0. And I'll give you the benefit of the doubt on the other ones.
0.
I'll blame it on lag, but these last ones...
I want all the zeros.
Oh, you do? Okay. I'll still do this last one. And to be honest, I think everyone here has played this except you.
He doesn't like donuts.
We'll see. Here we go. Last game. Tell the world. Use share feature. Combo master. Reach 999 combos. Fever master. Trigger fever mode 100 times. This game has 30 achievements, 20 without DLC, for 300 gamer score. There are 5,600 gamers, 44 have completed it. Marathon. Run past 999 meters in endless mode. Grow up. Reach Master Evolution on any monster. This was developed by Thinkbox Studios. Published by Game Troopers.
Yeah, so it's a runner game. Just
Geek Squad.
Geek Squad.
Is it Monster Go, I think is the name of it?
I'd stop with Monster Go. I think the name of it is not part of it, but Monster Go is indeed correct. Nice work.
Nice job.
Right on.
All right, you hit your 5. Mango with 4. Big L nails the goose. Nice work. Aren't you glad you got back on the show?
Yes.
No, I'm saving these for later. These are all
I'm glad
gonna
he's
be
back on.
released. These are good ones. I did all the work. And you know, one of these two, right up Randy's alley. So next time he's on, I'm gonna throw him a softball. It'll be perfect. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for being part of the show. We really appreciate this, and I hope everyone who listened had a wonderful and great holiday little season here. We're so happy to have you in the community. We will be hosting our 3rd run of this show at some point in the near future. And I use the word near future as a very ambiguous time because I have no idea. So keep your eyes out on the forums.
In the future.
And we would love to get you guys on and have some fun with this. So with that being said, we've got Geek Squad, Urban Big L, and MightyMango. And this has been Brandon. Thank you so much for listening to Achievement Guru Game Show Episode 2.
That was a lot of fun.
Bye-bye.
Go outside.
See you later.
Hey guys, it's Joe here, angelsk. I just wanted to record a little something for Christmas and New Year. Wow, 2016. It's been something, hasn't it? I mean, when I think back to the beginning of the year when I cheekily asked on Tarragon's post about the podcast if I could guess, I never expected that A, it would actually take me up on it, and B, that it would be a kind of semi-regular thing. So I just wanted to say thank you to Tarragon, Brandon, and Randy for taking a chance on me. It's been kind of awesome. 2016, it's been overshadowed a lot by the world being a bit crap. And to be honest, it's been hard to think of good things. But when I think back about what's been good for this year, I think it has to be Zeds and the people that I've met through that. I mean, let's have a think. Gaming-wise, Quantum Break, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, all of the Artifacts Monday games, more Lego Dimensions. You know, they've been awesome. They've been awesome. The UHH competitions, I may not have gotten massively far, but I certainly cleared a whole bunch of my backlog, created a whole bunch more backlog, and met some really cool people. I even got pretty far in this year's Leapfrog. And, you know, I've been participating in some of the competitions on the Zeds forums as well. But I think the community in the Discord chat, on the forums, just via the podcast and on TA, you guys are great. And I wanted to give a particular shout out to the UK/Australia Titanfall boosting team. McLovin, Buck Marley, Keith 271179, Tatey, and ZZ Urban Spaceman, aka Tarragon. You guys have been awesome to hang out with, and I look forward to boosting with you in 2017. Plus, I totally got to Gen 10, so I'm really psyched because that's going to help me with the 2016 completion challenge that Freem set up. So, yeah, I just wanted to say how great you guys were, and thank you for being the spark of light in a dreary 2016. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, holidays, whatever you celebrate this time of year, being with family, giving presents, all that malarkey. And here's to a great 2017.
So that'll do it for 2016 of the Z to Z podcast. We hope you've enjoyed this this year of content that we've been able to put out. It has been so much fun to record, and we couldn't do this without all of you amazing listeners out there. We've said it a ton of times throughout this show. You guys really are what drive this community. We would not be here without you. And so we hope that you continue to engage with us in the next year, 2017. It should be so much fun. We'll try and continue with all the contests that we've got. We'll keep up with the show, gaming nights, sessions, all sorts of fun things to engage with all of you fantastic members. If you could help us out, a free way to support the show is to leave reviews on iTunes or whatever you listen to this podcast on. Let the show spread and throughout your social media accounts, wherever you can get people to listen. It helps grow the show, helps grow the community, and we continue to make this thing a strong, vibrant, and awesome place to hang out and play games. You can go to our website, zz.com, and you find show notes, links to the credits, anything that we've talked about throughout this show. I think the game list of the Achievement Guru Gameshow will be on there. I hope you enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. And if you want to be a part of the next episode of that, episode 3, I'm not sure when we're running it, but I am looking for new people to engage with. So, we'll get some new blood in there. If you think you have what it takes to pick those games out, how'd you do this time around? It was an easier list. Hopefully you were able to get some. You could be a part of it and engage with us on the show. It's great. You can contact us on Twitter, of course, at ZZZEDTOZED. We've got our email address, contact@ZZ.com. There's so many ways to get a hold of us. You can private message us through TrueAchievements.com. You can send us a message over Xbox Live. You can send us a message over at discoursforum.z2z.com. You could also come chat with us over at Discord. That is discord.me/Z2Z, all one word. So many ways to reach us, so many ways to reach others in the community. Please, please, please come and join us and come have some fun. I want to give a big thanks to all of the tools that help us create this community: Libsyn, Discord, Trello, Twitter, Discourse, Zencaster, and Skype for providing all of these tools that we use. Thank you so much. And a quick shout out to all those sites that help us. True Achievements, IGN, GameSpot, Game Informer, all you games media folks who are out there. Thank you so much for all you do, keeping us abreast of everything that's awesome in the world of gaming, and providing content for us to talk about and ruminate on. It is pure glory. I couldn't do this without True Achievements. We couldn't do this without Microsoft and all their support of Achievements and the Xbox console. And so, with that, tie up a nice little bow on 2016. We will see you in the next year. So, on behalf of everybody who's helped make this show possible over the last year, I can't possibly name you all because there are so many people that have contributed. It is just music to my heart. So thank you so much, everyone. This has been Brandon, and of course, Tarragon. And to all you achievement hunters and Gamerscore junkies, we'll thank you for listening, and we'll see you next episode.